So today I'm going to talk about mental health because I don't feel enough people elaborate on this. And I'm not an expert in any way, right? But I have gone through my own sufferings, and I'm just going to give a few examples that I know. And if they relate to you, then watch this video and see if there is some wisdom and some guidance for you. So if you feel like you're the person that has been living with you live with a certain type of darkness, so it's like you are supposed to do so much more greater than what you're doing, and you can't seem to get there, and you're frustrated, or you feel like you go up all the time. You're going up, but then sometimes you hit these bottoms, and then you've got to go up again, and it's these ups and downs. And then sometimes there's this pattern where it's like happy, sad, happy, sad, happy, sad. Or there's this feeling of, you're always around people, and you laugh, you smile, you joke, and everybody loves you. You seem to make everyone else laugh, but actually you sometimes feel alone, and you feel like, you know what, nobody gets me, I don't fit in, I don't understand, and you feel like you don't know your place. Then I feel that this video is for you, because I just wanted to elaborate my story. So I felt like this for a long time, and even now and again the thought still comes, and I still entertain certain thoughts, and often there's a voice that speaks to me and tells me that I'm not positioned where I'm supposed to be, and I feel I'm frustrated because I'm not where I need to be, and I'm not doing what I was called to do. I want to relate to you guys, and this is something that can depress a lot of people. This is a reason why a lot of people will be so frustrated, and they will be short-tempered, and they will go home and drink, or go home and keep themselves entertained, and this is why certain things just don't work out. I just want to relate to you guys because I felt like this when I used to drink. There were some days when, yes, the alcohol made me feel like I was happy for a certain time, but then afterwards there would be this pulling down, and I was like, if I owned a gun right now, I'd probably just shoot myself because I was so miserable. So I was always looking for something to entertain myself, to take my mind off of that empty feeling. So what I want to say to you guys is, even the many great men and women of the faith had depression, they had mental breakdowns, they had times when their bodies just felt like they needed rest. Elijah was called into a cave. Moses must have gone through severe depression because he's trying to lead the people, and the people just keep rebelling. I mean, you look at Jesus when he's literally at his final hour. His disciples have abandoned him. He's on the cross, he's busy dying, and he's like, Father, why have you forsaken me? So we look at the great men of the faith. King David, when his people wanted to stone him. And by the way, these are the anointed people of God. What I want to say to you is, many of you guys are anointed, and you might know it, and many of you guys might not know it. And the thing about the anointing is going to get tested. And many of you guys who are living your life trying to figure out, why are you feeling this way? Why is it that you can't come right? I just wanted to explain this. A lot of what you are going through is because some of you guys are in a season, and that season is a transformational season. And some of you guys have made certain choices that have backfired on you, and today you're living with the regrets and the shame and the condemnation of it. Others, you're not positioned where you are supposed to be positioned, and many of you guys, sadly to say, are surrounded by the wrong people, and many of you guys are trying to find your tribe. I just wanted to say that this is a very hard place to be, and I've been in many of these places. And what I want to say to you guys is this is my message, is that you do belong somewhere. You are loved, and people do want the best for you. And yes, you've made mistakes, and yes, you don't quite know where you are supposed to be. And what I want to explain to you guys is, this is part of the journey of life, and I'm there as well. There's some days where I'm at my peak, where I'm performing, I'm at gym, I've got energy, I'm talking, I'm telling people what to do, and they're saying, man, that message is so anointed, and I did what you told me, and I'm at the top of my game. And then there's some days where, like, for a week, I just hit an absolute downer, and I feel like I'm of no use, I'm of no value. I look at my family and I think to myself, maybe like, I failed them and they can do better. Guys, this happens to all of us. This is a season. So what I want to explain is, there is hope, and this is a season. And sometimes for many of you, it's been a long season and a long journey. But I'm here today to tell you this, that you mustn't give up. This season that you're in, you will overcome it. And yes, guys, sometimes there is a chemical imbalance in our brains, and then sometimes it really is a natural thing. Not everything is spiritual. Sometimes you realize that you just need extra sleep. Sometimes you realize that you need to take time away from people, and this is when you need to sometimes realize that maybe you've strayed from the Lord. Maybe you need to know God more. Maybe you need to realize that actually I need to spend quiet time with the Lord. You need to make some sacrifices and spend that time at the feet of the cross. And what I've learned is this is when I need to get off my social media for a while. I need to get away from people. I need to draw away from the crowds. Remember, Jesus pulled away from the crowds and he just went to go spend time alone with the Lord. Sometimes you need to fast and you need to stop listening to certain voices. You belong somewhere. You belong, but sometimes you are in the wrong place, and that's why you feel this feeling of emptiness. Sometimes you need to be appreciated, but you are surrounded by people who do not value you or appreciate you. Sometimes you're in a relationship with someone who has suppressed your calling, who is suppressing you, who doesn't believe in you. Sometimes you're surrounded by brothers and sisters and mother and father and cousins or friends or colleagues, and you're incredibly talented, you're anointed, and they just don't understand you, they don't get you, and you realize, well, as much as I love these people, this ain't my tribe. And sometimes you just need a new tribe. It's like my son was so struggling in school. Every school I put him in, struggling, failing, doing bad, and then I have to discipline him and I have to get called in. And what I found is the moment I put him in a school of people that thought like him, people that had the same ideas like him, people that also struggled in the normal school system, when we put them into a school that accommodates people like him, he's now happy. He's even telling me, Dad, can you fetch me later from school? So I just want to say that a lot of what I'm saying to you guys is little nuggets that you need to realize, that you just need to make some changes. You need to ask God to give you the wisdom. And you need to realize that you're not alone. This is a common struggle. And yes, a lot of people are planning to commit suicide. A lot of people are so depressed that they can't see the light. They don't know that God actually loves them and God has a beautiful plan for them. Guys, a lot of the people that reach out to me are actually highly intelligent, incredibly anointed people, but they're surrounded by the wrong people, or they focused on, hey, I'm getting all this negative criticism, what's going on? And I'm like, actually, when you rise into who you are supposed to become, you're supposed to get that negative criticism. You've woken up, and now you're waking up and you're making noise, and everyone else around you is sleeping, and now they're saying to you, just shut up, let us sleep. And I'm pushing them, saying, actually, you need to just move away from these people. Sometimes you need to break off that relationship, and you need to take time away from certain people, and you need to be around positive people. You need to study the word. You need to know God more. You need to be in his presence. You need to sometimes leave your churches and go find where the Spirit of the Lord is moving, because the Spirit of the Lord is not moving in all churches. And sometimes the people that are your leaders in life are letting you down because they can't help you in your calling. They can't help you in your life. Sometimes the job that you're doing, yes, you might be prospering financially, but that's not what God called you to do, and that's why you're depressed. So what I want to say is, mental health can be so many things, but what I've mentioned to you guys, I hope that I've struck a chord with some of you, and you realize that actually there is hope, there is a way out, but you just need to sometimes ask God for the wisdom, ask him for the guidance, ask him where to from here. Search the scriptures, guys, pray and fast. Sometimes you need to realize that you're spending time on something that you are not called to do, and that is why it's not working. And you need to find out, what is that thing that you were called to do? Where must I be? Who must I be with? And you just keep searching, but don't quit, don't give up, don't plan your suicide. I promise you now, this season will change, but sometimes you just need the change, and you need to be around different people. So I hope that this has blessed you, and I hope that you will realize that you are not alone. A lot of people go through the struggle, but a lot of people have come through this, and you too will come through it. It is a mindset, it is a mind shift, and sometimes you need to make that move, and you need to move into a new season, and sometimes you need to leave people behind. Guys, I'm out of time, but I'll probably do a part 2 at a later time. But I hope this has blessed you. God bless you, and I'll see you guys on my next video, or in the kingdom. Ciao.